Well, we're leaving the Lewison Park Motel and we are hitting the road for Broadus, Montana, going up to see my good friend Travis Anderson. The elk aren't moving here, so we're going deer hunting. We're not wasting any time. We're gonna switch it up, and hopefully by the time we bounce back this way, the elk will be right and we can get into them. So back in the tree stand. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here comes Montana Part 2, and I gotta say that I'm super excited about Montana Part 2 because that means we killed enough stuff in Montana to make 2 episodes out of. Woo! And this episode happens to be chock full. Our ambush plan worked this morning, man. Now, we stopped in there last year for a 2-day hunt, and I actually passed on a couple of good bucks and ended up filling the cooler with some tasty Montana doe meat.
That's no place we like to call the pump station. It's a suburb of Smoke City.
This year, we're really looking forward to getting back to Powder River Outfitters because when we left last year, like I said, it was a short trip, but we saw a ton of mule deer, a ton of pronghorn antelope, and a ton of whitetail deer. So this year, I got pocket full of tags, man. I'm fitting to make it rain. I need something like some papers, like tags.
Breakfast in bed and we'll never fight. Say I'm wrong when I know I'm right, but baby, I'd be lying.
Now, Powder River Outfitters is a full-service operation. They've got food and lodging. Travis's mom throws down in the kitchen some of the best food you're gonna eat in eastern Montana. One thing about this camp, you gotta climb up and down your tree stand 5 or 6 times to burn all the calories that you eat during your lunch and dinner. But this time we changed the schedule up on Travis a little bit. We're rolling into town a little bit early. So we end up staying in the Sagebrush Inn in Broadus, Montana, which was a really nice place. This week we're gonna be hunting with a great bunch of guys. We got some guys from Dow Chemical in camp. We've also got the guys from Become One TV, Tom, Mick, and Jerry. Not to be confused with any old Tom, Dick, and Harry. These guys have been chasing speed goats and whitetails all week and have already laid down some pretty cool footage. Whoa, hold on. If there's anybody that's gonna be making sweet, sweet love to a weapon of death on this show, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be my Hoyt Carbon Defiant here. Oh, me, remember last fall? No, you're the best shot. I love you more.
Yeah. I love unique deer, man. I love unique deer. Look at them. Just a spike on that one side. Mike, watch him, watch him. He's down. He's down. Oh my. That's him. Oh man. Redemption, man. Look at this. This is awesome. My first archery antelope ever. What a stock.
Once we got settled in camp, got all our stuff stowed, we went out and flung some arrows at the walk-on targets just to make sure that the change in altitude didn't affect point of aim, point of impact.
They're putting his makeup on or something.
Hey, can't a girl put her makeup on, man? You know, one of the greatest things about hunting the Powder River here is we hunt whitetails only in the evenings. So in the morning, I kind of get to sleep in a little bit, get a good breakfast, and then it's time to chase the pronghorn antelope. As they said in the movie of the program, let's put the women and children to bed and go looking for dinner. We were going to be out in the open country, no cover, no blinds. The simple fact of the matter is it's not easy to slip up within a comfortable bow range of an antelope. We're not waiting on them, we're going after them.
She's laying down, so she's the doe that he's gonna stand over her. We're gonna get behind this hay bale stack here. I'm gonna drop you guys off. You guys skinny out, and then we're gonna go down that road over there.
Keep their
and just kind of hold their attention.
One of the things you got to do is have patience, and you just have to get in a slower mindset. Use the topography of the land. Don't get in a hurry to get up on these antelope, because it's almost like sneaking up on an eastern turkey. They've got super good eyesight, and the littlest piece of movement, they're going to detect it. So this is about to happen, man. This is about to all come together on the first stalk of the trip. We got all the way up into range, and all I needed him to do was turn broadside. Josh and I were in position, we were set up, we were ready to kill this thing. All we needed him to do was turn broadside. Well, he turned broadside all right, and just followed the doe across the road as fast as they could go. That was a good hunt, though, man. That was a good stalk. We got within range of them, 70 yards, in open territory where we had to belly crawl. Then we chased him up over the mountain. I could have shot him right there for 90, but about to come to full draw and he boogered off. I mean, he saw me right away, so it was just a matter of time. Well, it's the first evening here on the Powder River in Montana. We have just got the worst wind ever. Going right at Josh. I'm still hopeful because where Levi said they were crossing the river sort of behind us, so hopefully they don't get in our wind and they cross right out here, or they come down this road right here. First evening in Montana, we're gonna sit tight, see what happens. Y'all stick around. We have a license to kill anything we feel like this week, so if he looks like he needs to get shot on video, we're gonna do it. Buck we've had almost in bow range. He's 85 yards. That's a good sign. It's probably only like 6 o'clock, so we got some time left. You guys thought I was gonna shoot that 2-year-old the first day in Montana. I would shoot him in other circumstances. We're shooting for a little something older. A group of deer that evening, going about Mach 12 with a shooter buck in the mix, came out, but maybe if I was Tim Wells, I could have just led him about 6 or 8 deer lengths and hit him. Well, that night we didn't come back with a whitetail deer, but Levi showed his roping skills when we spotted a porcupine. You ever roped a porcupine? Yeah, it's not that easy.
We got a live porcupine in an orca cooler. Live porcupine.
And then we couldn't just let it go at that, so when we brought it back, we told all the guides and everybody in camp that the cooler was filled with tasty adult beverages and that they should go have one. Mother
Oh, what is it?
It's a cross between an orca cooler and a porcupine. It's called a porca.
And for all you bleeding hearts out there that are already starting to type stuff on social media, we didn't harm the porcupine and let him go right after the prank. In fact, he said he had a great time. He ate half of my chicken salad sandwich and drank a Diet Coke while he was in the cooler. And there wasn't any ice in the cooler. You know, most of these mature bucks, unfortunately, on this whitetail hunt this week, were just coming out a little bit too late. And we decided, while they were bedded during the day, that we were going to do some mule deer hunting.
Watching the sun hit the bottom of the evening sky. Another day over and tomorrow in the by and by.
Hopped out over the hill. We just assumed that we'd lost sight of the big one and he was gone too. And then I walked up within 10 yards of him right here by accident. Dang, man. That was a nice buck.
We were seeing all kind of mule deer, so I figured I'd stack the odds in my favor and buy a mule deer doe tag.
It's like living in the words of a song. I've been running for too long.
Oh, great.
I had her right here at 50 yards, turned broadside, and there's a whole sage bush covering her. I should have just shot in the middle of the sage bush.
Darkest hours just before the dawn. Whoever said that never spent so many nights alone. Yeah. I bury every bit of my heartbreak deep inside. 'Cause lonesome finds me everywhere I try to hide.
They had, I don't know, 4 or 5 mule deer bedded in a circle, eyes facing all directions, and I was scared. And there was one stood up quartering away at 40 yards. And I could have stood up and drawn, but there was antlers, and I didn't, you know, they were looking at me. That was a good stalk though. We got within bow range of a whole pack of mule deer.
Ain't always a happy ending. We ain't in a fairy tale.
In our quest for a mule deer stalk, we found this perfect spot where it looked like all the deer were funneling back up from the alfalfa fields in the morning, and they were going to bed up in these ridges and these buttes. So our plan was to get there before daylight, dig into this dirt bank, because it seemed like every deer that was hitting this alfalfa field was funneling up this gully. And all these little finger draws kind of come up into this one little bottleneck right here that it's just a perfect ambush spot. So we're kind of dug into the side of this little hill right here. And I hope his plan works. I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled down here.
All I know is how to be gone.
Oh, right here, right here. Our ambush plan worked this morning, man. I shot her right here, which I'm a big fan of that shot when you shoot a good broadhead. Their heart is right in there, and I drilled her slightly quartering too. She's hammered. She's down right there. That's that new flicker broadhead I've been shooting. That was fun right there. That's what deer hunting's all about. Here she is right here. Man, I'm proud to have this doe this morning. That was a cool plan we put together last night. Josh and I dug ourselves into the side of this dirt bank and killed one off the ground, man. It's always cool killing deer off the ground. Nothing quite like it with a bow and arrow.
Take that, Cameron Haynes. Hashtag I am defiant. And now I'm out of breath. So that next morning we took off in the Ranger, and Levi followed us in his truck with JC, and Josh and I were just cruising around looking for antelope. Well, we're heading out on this foggy Montana morning, try to do a little more antelope hunting. The guy that runs this ranch, or that owns this ranch, said that they ride around in Rangers all the time, so we got the Ranger out this morning, try to spot these antelope, park this sucker in the sage, and do some stalking. It didn't take long till we spotted a couple of bucks.
There's 2 goats. There's one over there, and there's another one right out here in the field. We got this ditch. We're gonna try to sneak on him real quick. If not, we'll try this one over here. He's right there. He's under 200 yards.
Well, we parked the Ranger down the hill from one of the bucks, and it's the perfect scenario. He's got a ditch running right up to what looks like in bow range of him. And I keep popping my head up to see if we're in range and just checking the rain.
She made me rock and roll again. Put the swagger in my soul again. Push me back across the line again.
Down, baby.
Put the writing on the wall. Let a fire under my behind.
This arrow just falls in and double lungs this antelope, blows out his offside shoulder. And this sucker just, made it maybe 30, 40 yards before he had a really bad accident in that ditch.
We were in the wide open country, saw an antelope. We bailed out in this ditch, crawled up freaking 67 yards. 67 yards.
I was fired up to say the least, man. This was my first ever antelope spot and stalk. Just an awesome hunt.
Pretty sweet, man. Second red arrow here in Montana. Man, that was fun. That's my first antelope right there. Like I said, I don't know nothing about him. I'm just appreciative to have an opportunity to get out here and hunt these things.
He's a pretty good buck. He's a spike, but he has some kickers like at the front, and his spikes curl back, which I thought was cool. I was really hoping to get an 8-point or 10-point antelope, but there wasn't number 4-point antelope on this place. It's weird.
He's got a nice little kicker off his main beam there, and you can see how his G1 hooks back there, and
I don't even know what he scored. I don't really care much about score, man. It's all about the hunt for me and the experience, the time you put into stalking these animals and beating them at their own game, so to speak.
No, on these guys, you're trying to beat the eyesight. When it's overcasted, wet like this, you gotta
stalk them, man.
You gotta stalk them and make it happen.
Just like we were talking about, the trophy is in the hunt. When you get on an antelope stalk on the ground and make it happen, dude, it's something special for sure. Cool. I appreciate it, man.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Good job, man.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Nice shot, too.
I had such a tremendous time at Powder River Outfitters with the Anderson family, Travis, Bruce, Levi, all the guys there, Travis's mom. The hunting is second to none, the whitetail deer hunt, and they've got elk hunting also. I can't wait to get back.